So are we going to see some kind of showdown between Boyd and the Man in Yellow in this very last episode of from Season 4? There is going to be a lot to talk about this week and also next week after the finale. Predictions, theories, and everything going into Season 5. I want to break down cast interviews, producer and writer insights to see where Season 5 is heading. I also expect filming to start at some point this year, so I will be covering all those updates too. So are we going to see Boyd versus the Man in Yellow in this final episode? I think something like this would be absolutely incredible. And when I say versus, I do not mean an actual fight, although that would be really cool. I just mean a real confrontation where Boyd sees him and actually knows who he is. I feel like it needs to happen in this last episode because we are going into the final season, and if these two do not meet in the finale, then I have a problem with that. If it is like episode 3 or 4 of Season 5 and Boyd still has not met the Man in Yellow, I would be like, wait, what? That makes no sense. We are heading into the last stretch of this entire series. If the Man in Yellow is revealed, then there is no way he is just going to be walking around town openly, and if he can literally turn into anyone, then Boyd is going to have to figure that out fast. If someone dies, everyone needs to know about it. It is a terrifying situation. Also, I have so many questions about where he even came from. He seems to enjoy watching everything fall apart in the town, but where has he been staying this whole time? We saw him at the very end of Season 3, and before that, nothing. A lot of unanswered questions there. Yes, I definitely think so. An epic showdown between Boyd and the Man in Yellow would be so cool to watch, and with 11 episodes still left in this series, pacing is going to be really important going forward. Now, in terms of how much the Man in Yellow plays a role in this specific episode, he could either be a massive part of it or just continue playing his little games like he has been all season. But I do not think Sophia stays Sophia the entire episode. In the trailer, there was actually one shot where the lighting looked very similar to a Smiley scene, so I wonder if the Man in Yellow and Smiley will share a scene. That would be really interesting. My guess is Sophia is there for most of the episode, but towards the end, the reveal happens, and the Man in Yellow steps forward. If you look at past finales, every single one had something completely unexpected happen in the last 5 to 10 minutes. So whatever we are seeing in the trailer is probably just the first 40 or 50 minutes. The last few minutes could totally flip everything. This is actually a real possibility. He was introduced in the Season 3 finale, but are we fully convinced he is the endgame of all of this? Is there something even bigger than him? When he was first introduced, I thought he was just a piece of something larger, not the whole thing. There could be another revelation coming, another entity, another belief system, something connected to the monsters and their origin, and the Man in Yellow is just one part of that puzzle. So yes, he could actually die in this finale. I personally do not think so because he is such an exciting villain and I want to see more of him in the final season. But this show has surprised us before. I do not see anyone escaping in this episode, so if they are still trapped, then what is the next move? Red lightning is everywhere right now. Is that a bad sign or a good one? Maybe the world is angry because the bones were removed, or maybe this is actually the world starting to break apart. Here is an interesting thought. What if the red lightning is like a crack forming and in Season 5 we start seeing this entire place become fractured and unstable? That would be such a cool visual direction for the final season. As for episode length, a lot of people are saying 90 minutes, but nothing has been confirmed. Most finales honestly run the same standard length, which is always a little disappointing, but even at normal length, this episode is going to be insane. Boyd and the Man in Yellow will meet. I'm pretty confident about this. Boyd will figure out that Sophia is actually the Man in Yellow. The Man in Yellow probably will not die. He is too good of a villain to lose. This early, Boyd will end the episode stressed and lost. What do we do now kind of moment. Something will happen in the last few minutes that completely changes everything. There will be things we are still talking about for days after. Drop all your thoughts in the comments. We are just 5 days away from this final episode, and I honestly cannot wait. Let me know what you think is going to happen, and I will see you in the next one.